Hello, welcome back. I've had a few people inquire about where my shop is located and what it's like around here. You get a glimpse every now and then of the surrounding area. So I thought I'd take just a few minutes today and give you a little tour around where we're at. We're located in a little mountain valley just barely in the foothills of Colorado's wet mountains, which is in the southern Colorado Rockies. So let's go take a walk. Well, here's where we come into the property. We have about 40 acres here on a piece of property we considered ourselves quite lucky to be able to acquire, mostly because there's no water available, so we have to haul water. We have an 800-foot dry hole for a well, and we're outside the municipal water district, so we have to bring water in by truck. But let's go on in the gate and we'll see what else we have here. This area is one that we've done some extensive fire mitigation. This was just choked with oak brush and was a real fire hazard in the wildfire season. So we've cleared most of the oak brush and some of the pines and firs out of there. And we're left with a very nice area that still needs a lot of maintenance every year. I spent a lot of time cutting new shoots from the oak brush that wants to come back. The road goes up to the house, the shop, and up the hill to the far end of the property, but there does not go through the property. This is all private road. So let's go up the road a little bit further and we'll take another look. Well, there's the road that we were standing at the other end of just a minute ago, and we're probably only about 100 yards up the road, not that far really. And this is where the house is. It's a log building that my wife designed based on a ranger station in Stanley, Idaho, and it was built by a log builder from Idaho. If you look at these, all these little white marshmallowy things, those are just windscreens around some fruit trees we're trying to get established. There's a little panoramic look. Again, extensive fire mitigation. You couldn't even walk through most of this area when we bought the property. And up there you can see the shop. But let's go past the shop now, and we'll go up the hill. Not quite to the far end of the property, but up a little ways anyways. I apologize for the sun right in the camera here. It's just that time of day and you only get the light right in one direction. But we'll get into the shadows of the trees here. Our property is not very flat and level. We've seen everything that's even close to flat. A lot of these roads were at one time old logging roads. This was logged off back in the 70s, and probably before that it had been logged off in the 30s or the 40s. Pardon the fancy camera work here, trying to walk up the hill and hold the tripod in one hand is just a little bit tough. This little cabin up here is an old homestead cabin that was not on this site. It was taken down by the people that owned the property it was on. And this is the view from up here by the cabin. You're looking at an old gravel quarry. There's a lot of red gravel roads around here that came out of that quarry. Really not very good gravel. Nobody uses it anymore. And that is not on our property. That's somebody else's property. And if you look off through the trees this way, you can kind of see into the valley. You can see some other houses down in there if you look real close. And that's about it. That's most of what the property looks like. So we're back down the hill and back to the shop, which is still an unfinished construction project of its own. I hope you have a better understanding now of where we are and why I like to work here. Most days we see deer and turkeys. During the warm season we see bears. We saw a ringtail cat, which is really a member of the raccoon family. See foxes occasionally. I've seen elk once or twice. We have never seen a mountain lion, but some of the neighbors have, so they are up here somewhere, probably watching me as I make this video. So I hope you enjoyed that. Hope it gives you a better understanding of where we live and work. And no, running a small blacksmith shop isn't what paid for all of this. Janet and I both had careers and savings and other investments before we retired, and now we both have pensions, and we managed to get a really good deal on this property because it wasn't, because it doesn't have water, which made it very affordable. And most of the housework we've done ourselves. Once the logs were up, it was pretty much up to us to do the rest, and that's why now, 9 years later, it still is not finished, like everything else around here. But one of these days we'll get to it. In the meantime, I hope you can get into the shop. I hope you can do something you enjoy. Have fun, stay safe, don't do this. And if you've been watching the news today, you'll know that somebody emulating Forged in Fire managed to burn down not only his house, but most of his neighborhood. So take fires very seriously and stay safe around those. But that's enough yakking for me. I'd love it if you give it a thumbs up. Love it if you'd hit the subscribe button. If you'd like to support the channel financially, which is especially welcome now while I'm not actually getting any work out the door, there is a link in the description for PayPal, but there's no obligation. The content is free as always. Have fun. Talk to you later.